Are you tired of waking up hopeful, yet falling asleep frustrated? Each morning, your heart burns with dreams. Each night, you collapse carrying the same struggles. You whisper to yourself, tomorrow will change everything. Yet tomorrow mirrors today. You are not weak. You are not broken. You simply lack one hidden truth. Successful people embraced long before you. Today, I will uncover that truth. What if I said just 60 minutes daily could completely reshape your world? Not endless hours, not exhausting schedules, just 60 powerful minutes. Most assume transformation demands massive effort, perfect timing, extraordinary gifts. That's false. Real change begins with one focused hour of consistent action each day. Nothing more. The obstacle isn't insufficient time. The obstacle is misused time. You already hold the hours you need. What you lack is strategy for using them wisely. Welcome to Soulful English, the place where tiny changes bring massive results. Today, you'll learn the method ordinary people use to become extraordinary. The secret, 1 hour daily. Here's a hard truth. Most people fail not from lacking talent, but from wasting time. Hours lost scrolling feeds, watching gossip, complaining endlessly. But not 1 hour spent building solutions. 1 hour equals 4% of your day. Just 4%. You spend longer waiting at clinics or sitting in traffic than protecting this golden hour. Yet this single hour, if used correctly, possesses more power than the remaining 23 combined. Why? Because it's not about the clock. It's about the meaning behind the commitment. This hour represents loyalty to yourself, belief in your destiny, the moment you refuse to remain a victim of chance and step forward as architect of your life. Think of great achievers you admire, athletes, creators, leaders. What do they share? They all grasped success as constructed one decision, 1 hour, one steady step at a time. They don't wait for miracles or perfect weather. They manufacture momentum with consistent actions. Serena Williams practices daily. Elon Musk reads obsessively. Malala speaks, writes, and campaigns tirelessly. What do they know that escapes others? They understand destiny is carved by daily habits. Small actions, repeated faithfully, grow into mountains of achievement. Seeds become forests. But here's what most overlook. You don't need Serena's 10 hours of practice. You don't need Elon's endless books. You just need 1 hour daily, dedicated to your growth. 1 hour of studying a language equals 365 hours annually. That's like attending university nonstop for months. Focusing entirely on one mission, your progress, your personal evolution. 1 hour of practicing music daily will push you beyond 95% of players within 2 years. The numbers are simple, the results are staggering, the change is undeniable. Most people exaggerate today's possibilities while underestimating a year's potential. An hour feels small, but multiplied across 365 days, it becomes monumental, life-changing, transformative. Stop chasing shortcuts. Stop waiting for destiny to knock. Begin with 1 sacred hour. That's your cornerstone. That's your beginning. That's your route to a life worth living. Now let's talk about your first hour. The most important decision you'll make daily happens right after waking. What do you do with that hour? Most surrender it instantly. They grab their phone. They drown in notifications. They scroll endlessly. They let the world's chaos become their opening soundtrack. Fatal mistake. Because how you start your morning determines how you shape your future. This isn't motivational fluff. It's neuroscience. Your brain's clarity and willpower peak in that first hour. Yet how do most people use it? They waste it. They pollute fresh mental energy with negativity, comparison, distraction, and noise. They weaken themselves before even beginning. Picture this. You rise, check messages, read arguments, see curated perfection from strangers. Within minutes, your heart is anxious, your focus fractured, your mood hijacked by nonsense. By the time you attempt to begin meaningful work, your sharpness is gone, your concentration scattered, your emotional strength spent. You've surrendered to a world uninterested in your dreams. Successful people act differently. They defend this first hour fiercely because they know it is gold. They choose to program themselves before the world can program them. They refuse to scroll. They create clarity. They design their day. They focus inward before turning outward. They feed their growth before feeding on distractions. Your first hour must be sacred. No news, no phone, no notifications. Only you, your purpose, your body, and your soul. Begin with growth, not garbage. Read pages that stretch your mind. Write down your day's priorities. Visualize victory. Move your body. Nurture your spirit. These are rituals that build champions. When you own your first hour, you direct the script of your life. You are author, not audience. Proactive, not reactive. Commander, not captive. Now you might protest. I'm not a morning person. But greatness doesn't bend to your comfort. Champions don't wait to feel ready. They train readiness. They shape themselves. So tomorrow, before you check the world's chaos, check on your own soul. Before you absorb noise, create clarity. Before you consume, produce. Before you react, act. Your morning hour is your peak state. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Don't squander this treasure on trivia. Use it as a launch pad for growth. Own it, and you own your day. Win enough days, and you win your life. Before you take any action, pause. Most people confuse activity with achievement. They hustle endlessly, but directionless effort leaves them exhausted, not accomplished. They pour energy into tasks without clarity. They run fast but in circles. They fight battles that don't matter. They mistake movement for momentum, busyness for progress. Here's the truth. Direction is everything. It separates people spinning in place from people moving forward. It transforms noise into music, scattered attempts into powerful progress. So before your sacred hour begins, answer one essential question. Where am I going? Without direction, any road seems fine, yet most roads lead nowhere. Too many jump straight into tasks without intention. They check emails, clean desks, shuffle papers, but accomplish little that truly matters. That's like shooting arrows blindfolded. Yes, you may occasionally hit something, but chances are you'll miss everything important. Success demands more. It demands clarity before action, intention before effort. High performers do it differently. They aim before firing. They plan before moving. They align their actions with their vision. They create deliberate progress, not random noise. Here's how to do the same. Spend just 3 minutes gaining clarity before your hour. Ask yourself simple but powerful questions that ignite your focus and discipline. What skill am I sharpening today? What problem am I solving? What measurable progress will I make? Why does it matter for my future self? Don't keep answers in your head. Write them down. Pen transforms vague ideas into firm commitments. Ink on paper becomes a silent contract with your destiny. Let's talk about the fuel behind progress, your why. Your why is everything. It keeps you moving when willpower fades. It burns when motivation disappears. When your why is powerful, you'll find methods. When your why is weak, you'll find excuses. That's the brutal difference between dreamers and doers. For instance, don't just say, I want to exercise. Too vague. Instead, say, I run 30 minutes daily to increase stamina so I can play with my children longer. Notice the difference? One is a wish, the other is a plan. One is fog, the other is fire. Your brain thrives on specifics. Feed it clarity. Another example, don't say, "I want to study business." Instead, I spend 45 minutes each day learning marketing strategies to build my shop into a $10,000 business. Or, instead of saying, "I'll write more," declare, "I write 500 words daily to strengthen storytelling," because powerful stories can move hearts and shape futures. This precision transforms actions from casual attempts into compelling commitments. Wishes hope for results. Plans create results. Vague dreams drift. Clear goals drive. Focus is also vital. One priority per hour. Don't scatter attention across 5 goals. Pick one skill, one habit, one mission, and master it before expanding. Remember, clarity on paper becomes focus in action. Every minute aligned with purpose magnifies impact. Every effort aimed at direction moves you closer to destiny. Now, even with clarity, comes the toughest challenge, protecting your sacred hour, because distractions lurk everywhere. The world constantly tries to steal your focus, not with violence, with pings, buzzes, interruptions, and endless demands. Just 5 minutes, they say. But 5 minutes stolen daily robs you of transformation. That hour isn't optional time. It isn't flexible time. It isn't free time. It's the most valuable hour of your life because it builds your future. Imagine someone stealing $100 from you. Would you allow it? Of course not. Yet your hour is worth far more. It's worth your dreams. So guard it like treasure. Set boundaries, real boundaries, not suggestions, not maybe if I have time. Firm lines others cannot cross without consequence. Tell your family, between 6 and 7, I'm unavailable unless it's an emergency. This hour belongs to my growth. Tell friends, I don't answer calls until later. Tell coworkers, I check emails only after 8. Some won't like it. They'll call you selfish. They'll guilt you. But remember, people who neglect themselves resent those who don't. Their discomfort is not your problem. Your future is. When you don't respect your time, others won't either. Respect yourself first. Protect your hour fiercely. Successful people are masters of no. They reject good opportunities to accept great ones. They refuse urgent distractions to embrace long-term priorities. They guard their golden hour. Think of your hour as a garden without fences. Weeds invade, distractions, interruptions, noise. Build fences, close doors, silence phones, escape to quiet, protect growth. It's not about being rude. It's about being serious. Serious about goals. Serious about destiny. Serious about transformation. People who matter will understand. Others don't matter. Every time you defend your hour, you build respect for yourself. Every time you surrender it, you lose trust in yourself. Choose respect. Choose growth. Choose future. Now that your hour is defended, how should you spend it? Begin with knowledge, because knowledge is power, but only when applied. Sadly, most misuse learning. They treat learning like entertainment. They watch endless videos, scroll endless quotes, absorb random facts without direction, without action. That's not learning. That's distraction disguised. True learning is intentional. It's focused. It's purposeful. It solves problems. It achieves goals. It creates results. During your hour, dedicate at least 30 minutes to true learning. If you're starting a business, study real entrepreneurs. Read their biographies. Watch their interviews. Learn their failures, their strategies, their breakthroughs. Model proven success. If you're pursuing health, study nutrition science. Learn how habits influence hormones. Discover training principles that last. Replace myths with methods. Turn confusion into clarity. If you desire stronger relationships, study communication, learn psychology, understand empathy, replace reaction with response. Become fluent in connection, not just conversation. If you crave financial independence, study money management, learn about compounding, understand investments, discover how the wealthy think, build literacy and wealth, not just numbers. Not all information is equal. Some content wastes time, some transforms lives. Choose wisely. Read from people who walk the path you wish to walk. Follow leaders who achieved what you aim for. Study companies that built what you want. Seek mentors who have lived your dream. Learn from footsteps ahead of you. This isn't information collecting. This is blueprint acquisition. Active learning is the key. Don't just read passively. Take notes, ask questions, connect new insights to old knowledge. Summarize in your own words. Writing forces you to think deeply. It engraves concepts in your brain. It transforms information into wisdom. Passive reading won't do that. And remember, quality beats quantity. Better to master one life-changing book than skim 10 shallow ones. Better to finish one complete course than sample 5 half-heartedly. Create a learning system. Dedicate a notebook to insights, quotes, and actions. Review it weekly. Let it become your personal library of power, your private textbook of progress. Reviewing notes moves lessons from short-term memory to long-term wisdom. It ensures growth sticks. It ingrains ideas. It turns information into transformation. Don't just learn new topics. Upgrade old skills. If you're good at something, become great. If you're great, become world-class. Improvement compounds faster than novelty. Industries evolve quickly. Yesterday's strategies expire. Stay updated. Read journals. Follow experts. Attend virtual summits. Keep your knowledge sharp, relevant, and ahead of the curve. But most important, learn to apply. Every idea must connect to an action. If knowledge can't be applied, it's trivia, not treasure. Avoid trivia. Pursue transformation. Your mission isn't to know everything. Your mission is to know what matters and use it. Information without application is wasted breath. Applied knowledge is power. Now comes the critical shift. Practice. Because knowing is worthless without doing. Knowledge trapped in your head is potential wasted. Only practice transforms information into ability. 1 hour of practice outweighs 10 hours of theory. Why? Because practice turns concepts into habits, thoughts into action, potential into performance. Action builds mastery. You don't become a skilled pianist by reading about pianos. You become skilled by pressing keys, making mistakes, adjusting, and repeating. You learn through sound and struggle. You don't master public speaking by studying speeches. You master it by standing in front of people, trembling at first, then slowly growing into confidence with repetition. You don't become a strong athlete by watching matches. You grow by sweating, lifting, running, failing, then rising stronger each day. Progress lives in practice. Dedicate 30 minutes of your sacred hour to applied practice. If you're learning a language, speak aloud. If you're studying sales, rehearse pitches. If you're coding, write lines. If you're starting a small shop, spend the time drafting marketing plans, testing ideas, writing posts, speaking with customers. Real practice, not imagined preparation, builds results. Perfection is unnecessary. Realness is. Every small action adds weight to your progress. Each attempt grows muscle memory, sharpens focus, strengthens belief. Progress is incremental, but unstoppable. Practice also gives feedback. Books can't reveal your weaknesses. Videos can't highlight your blind spots. Practice exposes truth. It shows strengths, gaps, and the path to mastery. Use deliberate practice. Don't waste time repeating your easy things. Push slightly beyond comfort. Growth lives at the edge of difficulty. What feels awkward today becomes normal tomorrow. Apply the 80-20 rule. Spend 80% of your practice on the 20% of skills with the most leverage. Focus on impact, not on noise. For example, if you're training in design, practice creating real layouts more than memorizing color theory. If studying negotiation, practice handling objections more than reading definitions. Track your practice. Write down what you did, how long, and what you learned. Small records create big awareness. Awareness reveals progress patterns and areas to improve. Here's a powerful tool. Teach what you practice. If you can explain it simply to others, you understand it deeply. Teaching is the ultimate test of learning. Create videos, write summaries, or mentor peers. By teaching, you uncover your knowledge gaps and cement your strengths. You transform yourself from student into teacher. Remember this truth. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. If you practice wrong, you'll master mistakes. That's why feedback matters. Learn from those ahead of you. Seek mentors. Compare with best practices. Adjust constantly. Let practice shape you correctly. Because the purpose isn't flawless perfection, it's meaningful progress. Each hour compounds into transformation, but practice alone isn't enough. Reflection must follow. Most rush endlessly without pausing to evaluate. They repeat mistakes. They overlook growth. They run without checking direction. Reflection is where raw experience becomes refined wisdom. It separates busy workers from purposeful achievers. It turns random activity into deliberate progress. Without reflection, lessons evaporate. So after your hour, reflect. Write down insights. What worked? What failed? What drained energy? What boosted momentum? Record it. Paper remembers what your mind forgets. Patterns will emerge. Maybe you focus better with pen and paper than screens. Maybe morning learning works, but evening practice drains you. Reflection reveals your hidden rhythms. It also nurtures gratitude. In chasing distant mountains, we forget hills already climbed. Reflection reminds you of victories already won. That fuels motivation and strengthens belief. But don't stop at reflection. Refine. Adjust strategies. If a method doesn't work, replace it. If an environment distracts, change it. If a tool helps, double down. Refinement doesn't mean drastic overhauls. It means subtle improvements. Wake earlier. Read in silence. Switch from theory-heavy books to practical guides. Small tweaks amplify long-term results. Experiment systematically. Change one element. Test it for a week. Measure outcomes. Then decide. Keep what accelerates progress. Discard what hinders. That's how you evolve efficiently. Create review cycles. Weekly check-ins to measure momentum. Monthly evaluations to check alignment. Quarterly reviews to reassess goals. Reflection and refinement create a loop of mastery. Understand this. Success isn't built in dramatic leaps. It's sculpted by constant micro-adjustments. Reflection plus refinement equals evolution. That's how average people become exceptional. Now, let's address the real foundation, discipline, because all of this collapses without it. Knowledge, practice, reflection, they mean nothing if you don't show up consistently. Discipline is the bridge between intention and achievement. It's what gets you out of bed when the blanket feels heavy. It's what keeps you writing when distractions scream. Motivation is fleeting. Some mornings, you'll feel unstoppable. Others, you'll feel empty. But discipline doesn't care. Discipline shows up whether skies are sunny or stormy. Think of motivation as weather, changing, unpredictable. Discipline is the sun. It rises daily. Regardless of storms, discipline guarantees consistency when feelings waver. How do you build discipline? Through small, consistent choices. Set your alarm and get up when it rings. Place your phone far away. Begin practice. Even when uninspired, each small act strengthens the muscle of discipline. Yes, it is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it grows. Every win compounds confidence. Start with easy victories. Drink a glass of water every morning. Write 3 lines in a journal. Stretch for 5 minutes. Build trust with yourself in micro steps. Self-trust is powerful when you keep promises to yourself. No matter how small, you prove you can rely on you. That self-belief fuels greater commitments. Here's a strategy. Remove decision from the moment. Don't decide daily if you'll practice. Decide once that you will. Lock it into your schedule. Make it non-negotiable. Support discipline with environment. If you want to read, place books on your desk. If you want to exercise, lay clothes out before bed. Make the right choice easy. Discipline feels hardest at first. The first week is brutal. The first month challenging. But slowly, it becomes automatic. Habits replace effort. Actions become natural. Don't chase perfection. Chase consistency. If you miss a day, restart tomorrow. Progress isn't about never falling. It's about rising faster each time you do. Discipline spills into all areas. Master it in 1 hour, and it strengthens your health. Work, relationships, finances, discipline multiplies. It spreads like light into darkness. True transformation is slow. It's uncomfortable, but it's worth it. Every consistent action carves the path. Every disciplined choice sculpts the new you. Transformation lives in discipline. Let's recap what we've built so far. You've claimed your first hour. You've protected it from distractions. You've dedicated it to learning. Practice, reflection, and discipline. Now comes the most important decision, action, because all the knowledge, plans, and promises mean nothing until you act. Dreams die in the gap between knowing and doing. You can read every book, watch every video, highlight every quote, but if you don't implement today, nothing changes. Growth doesn't wait. Life doesn't pause for you. So here's the turning point. Will you be someone who collects wisdom but stays the same? Or someone who takes the first shaky step forward immediately? Don't wait for next Monday. Don't wait for January. Don't wait for someday. Someday is the graveyard of intentions. Only today matters. Only this hour matters. Because every day you delay is a day of lost potential. Every wasted hour is gone forever. Time is the only resource you can't refill once it's spent. Excuses will tempt you. I'll start when I have more time. But you'll never magically gain time. You'll only shift priorities. The clock never slows for anyone. I'll start when I feel ready. But readiness is a myth. You never feel fully ready for transformation. You grow into readiness by acting, not by waiting. I'll start when life calms down. But life never truly calms. Bills, demands, surprises, storms, they never stop. Waiting for perfect conditions is waiting forever. Here's the truth. Successful people understand. You don't have to be ready to begin. You don't need all answers to start. You just need the courage to begin. You don't need greatness to start. You need to start to become great. Progress is born in messy, imperfect first steps. Every master began as a beginner. Think of the compound effect of action. 1 hour daily for a year is 365 hours. That's like 9 weeks of university focused entirely on your growth. In 1 year, you could become competent in a new skill, fluent in a language, strong in your body, or confident in communication. The time is short. Now imagine 5 years. That's over 1,800 hours. Enough to become world-class at a craft, fluent in multiple languages, or to build a thriving business from scratch. Imagine the person you could become. Imagine the doors that would open. Imagine the opportunities your future self would thank you for, all from one daily decision. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is now. You can't change the past, but you can absolutely rewrite your future, and it begins today. So here's your choice. Another day of excuses, or the first day of transformation? Another day repeating old patterns, or the first step into the life you desire? Your future self is watching. They're hoping you'll choose growth over comfort, discipline over distraction, courage over convenience. Don't disappoint the person you're becoming. Take a piece of paper right now. Write your commitment. What time will you claim your hour? What skill will you focus on? What book will you begin? Make it real. Make it specific. Don't say, I'll read more. Say, tomorrow at 6 a.m., I'll read 15 pages of Atomic Habits for 30 minutes. Don't say, I'll exercise. Say, tomorrow morning, I'll walk briskly for 20 minutes before breakfast because my energy fuels my productivity for the day. Don't say, I'll write. Say, tomorrow, I'll write 500 words before opening email because consistent writing sharpens my thinking and builds my influence. Specifics create power. When you write it down, you create a contract with yourself. That contract shapes action. Action shapes habit. Habit shapes destiny. This is how transformation begins. Understand this. Every hour you invest in yourself is an investment into your future self. Every small daily action compounds into massive change. Every choice matters. So protect this commitment with everything you have. Don't let interruptions steal it. Don't let fatigue excuse it. Don't let doubt weaken it. Guard your promise fiercely. Because here's the paradox. Your greatest battles aren't with the world, but with yourself, with your doubts, your habits, your comfort zone. Win these inner wars daily. Each time you keep the promise to show up. You win. Each time you honor your hour. You strengthen self-respect. Each time you act, you become who you're meant to be. Transformation doesn't come in a sudden flash. It arrives slowly, disguised as daily discipline, as small actions, as quiet victories repeated until they form unshakable strength. When you own your hour, you own your day. When you win enough days, you win your life. That's how legacies are built. That's how greatness is forged. So stop overthinking. Stop waiting. Stop postponing. Begin now. Start with 1 hour today. Not tomorrow. Not later. This very hour is your chance to shift forever. Take it. Now you hold the entire blueprint, claiming your first hour, protecting it fiercely, learning with intention, practicing with focus, reflecting for wisdom, and building unshakable discipline. But blueprints don't build houses. Action does. Knowledge doesn't change lives. Execution does. Every idea you've heard today is powerless unless you step forward now. You might feel fear. That's normal. Fear visits anyone standing at the edge of change. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's acting in spite of fear. So begin. Take one step today. Tomorrow, another. Each hour compounds into progress. Each action compounds into transformation. That's how ordinary people become extraordinary. Don't underestimate the math. 1 hour daily for 1 year equals 365 invested hours. Enough to learn photography, build strength, study psychology, or master communication skills. In 3 years, you'd surpass 1,000 hours, enough to shift careers, become an expert, or build a business from scratch. In 5 years, nearly 2,000 hours, world-class mastery. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, fluent in a new language, running a profitable business, speaking confidently on stages, stronger, wiser, respected. That future is possible, but only if you choose, because every day you hesitate, the future shrinks. Every day you waste, the dream fades. Every excuse today becomes regret tomorrow. The truth is simple. You can't rewind time. You can't buy it back. You can't pause the clock. Every hour invested is progress. Every hour wasted is gone. So decide, another year of the same cycle, or a year of transformation, another year of comfort, or a year of courage, another year of waiting, or the year of action. Your future self is watching closely. They are begging you to choose differently. They are counting on you to protect your hour, to rise, to fight, to grow. Don't let them down. Don't let yourself down. Choose now. Choose growth. Choose discipline. Choose the life you were designed to live. Choose to begin today. Write your decision down. What hour belongs to you? What skill will you commit to? What practice will you repeat? Make it tangible. Make it non-negotiable, because vague goals vanish. Written commitments endure. A single written line can be the spark that burns away excuses and lights the fire of consistent action. Guard this commitment like treasure. When interruptions come, and they will, remember this hour is your future. It's your children's inheritance. It's your legacy. It's worth everything. Every time you show up, you build self-respect. Every time you complete your hour, you strengthen confidence. Every day you win your morning, you win your destiny. So what will you do? Keep repeating yesterday's patterns, or break the cycle today? Keep letting distractions control you, or reclaim your power this very hour. The choice is in your hands, not tomorrow's hands, not next week's, yours now. Because your transformed life doesn't begin in the future. It begins with the very next hour. Make it count. Thank you for choosing to grow with Read and Learn English. If this message spoke to you, hit that like button. It tells me you're committed. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell so you never miss strategies that transform your English and your life. Your journey matters to us, and share this video with someone who needs it. You might be the spark that changes their path forever. Your support helps this mission reach more dreamers. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, keep reflecting, and keep showing up daily. Never forget, your calm, confident, successful future starts with the power of 1 hour.